156 illustration rares. First ever split set in the English Pokemon TCG and a completely new rarity. I mentioned Pokemon, and that is right. We are talking about a new set that's been announced both in Japanese and in English. That's right, literally in 1 week. That's right, 1 week of Japan announcing the new set, Black Bolt and White Flare. We didn't get the announcement in English, and even since then, we've had the Pokemon Center ETBs, and I say ETBs plural, that have come out as well. Yes, in this video I'll go through what on earth is happening, what all the fuss is about, and well, Destined Rivals, you can move right over because at the moment this is the big talk of the town. So this set that's coming out is a version of Pokemon 151. It is however on Gen 5, so Unova, and it's therefore 156 Pokemon, so almost known as 156 set. This will also be a speciality set, so no booster boxes, only booster bundles. However, this set changes the game completely, and just when I thought Pokemon was gonna die down a bit, maybe if it's Gen 5, well, they know how to go out in a bang. Why do I mean go out in a bang? Because in theory, this kind of signals the end, and should be, although it's technically not confirmed, should be the last set of the Scarlet and Violet era before we get into new era, whatever that may be called. So let's start with the whole 156 side of it. So obviously there's 150 Pokemon in Gen 5 and quite a lot of legendary Pokemon, actually, now that I think about it. And I said in my previous video, therefore there'll be lots of potential illustration rares and lovely cool art, and then literally a few days later it gets announced we're going to get 156 illustration / secret illustration rares. That's right, every single Pokemon from the entire set is getting its own artwork of some description. Again, illustration rare, secret illustration rare, you name it. Not to mention we will have the trainer cards, so this set's going to be something like 400 and something cards potentially. Yeah, it's going to be an absolutely massive set. So every single card is going to get its own. It's going to get its own basically amazing artwork, and some of that will be on the screen as I'm talking, because some of it's already been spoiled and announced in Japan, and more videos come out and then want to get revealed. I'll go through them as well, but for now on the screen you'll see some of them. So most of it at the moment is like the starters, and I think the Tornadus and Landorus have also been revealed. Already looks amazing, and I can't wait to see even more. So let me know in the comments down below what your favourite Pokemon from Gen 5 is. Is it one of the starters? Is it one of the legendary Pokemon? Is it the mythical Pokemon Victini? Now, why do I mention Victini there? Well, not only is it going to have 156 illustration rares, secret illustrations, etc. They're also introducing a new rarity. So in Scarlet and Violet, when it first started with the base set, it changed the whole rarity game in terms of what we call them, in terms of illustration rares, secret rares, etc. In terms of illustration rares, full art, secret illustration rares, because previously we referred to anything past the base number, so there's 143 cards, anything that's 144 above, which would be like full arts and what we now call secret illustration rares, etc., we would call secret rares or hyper, and then you get like hyper rares as part of that. Scarlet and Violet changed with that. Now, in this new set, when I say new sets, we'll get into that in a second, we get new rarities. At the moment, there's been 3 cards that have been revealed, and anyone can remember the Dialga, the silver, full silver metallic looking card Dialga. Absolutely amazing. The set will be down below because I can't remember the top of my head. Don't know why I've gone crazy. Well, think about that. Kind of going to get that in this new set, but as an official rarity. So we're going to have Zekrom, which is going to be sort of obviously black and sort of like a chrome look to it. We're going to get Reshiram, so again a bit more than white and silvery side of it. And then we also get Victini, which is going to be obviously the red, because obviously fire type and a red Pokemon. So the question is, are we going to get more rarities in the future, for especially speciality sets? Is it something they're going to keep bringing out to sort of refresh rarity and therefore collectors? Because obviously this is definitely a collector's thing. It's not for just, I mean, obviously if you want to play with them, if they're viable, but this is solely a collector's thing. These cards are going to be the expensive ones. Now obviously we're going to get some secret illustration rares that could be very expensive. These 3 cards in particular are definitely going to have a big price point, and it all depends on how rare this new rarity is, and not having booster boxes, it means it's going to be even rarer. So Unlike in Japan, our booster boxes aren't seeded like a guaranteed secret illustration rare from a booster box, normal set. However, you are likely to get around the average of 13 hits. It varies between 11 and I think 15, but say 13 for average. There's no booster box. It is all the other products, which we'll get into in a minute because there's some further explanation regarding this set. Is it going to be 1 in 500 packs? Is it going to be 1 in 60 packs? Is it going to be 1 in 200 packs? I don't know. If it is, say, 1 in 500, I doubt it, but say it was. Wow. And now that I think about it, it could well be in that because this set's going to be massive. So I reckon the pull rate in general is actually going to be very high. Kind of like Crown Zenith, which also finished off the Sword and Shield era. This set's going to finish it off and be like a very high pull rate. Which means when you watch lots of videos, there's a chance that you see lots being pulled. But if you're looking for a particular card to pull from the pack, you're very unlikely to actually get it. You might get everything else. So that kind of changes it up. So there might be lots of these cards around, but not necessarily for you to pull. It'd be better to sort of trade, but then you're paying the market price or trading. It also depends on which slot in the pack they take up. So obviously at the end of a pack, you've got in Scarlet Violet era, you've got 2 reverse hollows and a hollow. Depending on secret illustration rare, illustration rares and full arts, what they normally take up. What does this one take up? It's new rarity, and that will change it up. Can you get more than one type of card in a pack? There's a lot that could go on, but these cards could be very rare and therefore very desirable. So these could be the most expensive cards in the entire set, even if there's an amazing secret illustration rare. I don't know, but definitely keeping an eye on these, and I think everyone wants to collect them. Let's face it, people are going to grade these as quickly as possible. I can see some very high price points, but it will be interesting. They will also have a Pokeball and Master Ball reverse hollows to them, so again we're getting even more of them in English. They will be different to prismatic evolutions, so instead of having like the one Pokeball Master Ball in the middle of the text box at the bottom, they're going to be like smaller ones flashed across, so similar to the 151 in the Japanese set with the Master Ball and Pokeballs, that kind of thing, but a different foiling pattern for this one. That's what's going to be inside the sets. Now, the set's going to be massive, the pull rate's probably going to be very high, but it's also going to make certain cards very desirable. This set could get completely out of hand, so as soon as I know more, I will let everyone know, whether it be in these videos, whether it be in some post, whatever. But there's a lot going on. All the rarities. We've got Pokeball, Master Ball, Reverse Hollows on top of that. This could be a very expensive set to master, so expect some really cool videos of people trying to do that. Maybe me one day, who knows. But yeah, there's a lot in this set to be excited about. And that's just the cards themselves. We then get onto the products. Now this is where I'm just going to take a pause from the products. I've been saying this is the first English split set. And I've been saying sets. Normally, when Japan announce a couple of sets, so like Black Belt and White Flare, the assumption is they would be combined into one set in English. That is not the case, however, this time. That's right. Even in the English sets, we are getting Black Bolt and White Flare as separate sets. So there'll be cards that you can only get from one, and other cards you can only get from the other. Now this, again, will have an effect on pull rates for certain cards, because you can only get on one side as such. And promos, for example, you've got the Tornadus and Landorus, you've got the Thunderous and Tornadus in the ETBs, one at different ones. And it might be that because one of them only has certain Pokemon in it, it might be more desirable than the other one, which is quite common in Japan. For example, even when Scarlet Violet first started and you had, what was it, Playburst and something else, the one with the Iono supporter card was more expensive. We could see that happen for the first time, partly because it's the first split set. Well done, Matt. First time that this could just be a thing, and it might change what products people go for, and therefore will we see a disparity in prices of this, even though it's technically part of one set. So in terms of products themselves, we have the ETBs, and again you get one ETB for Black Bolt, and it's the Zekrom, and you get one for White Flare, which is Reshiram, and you get a Pokemon Center exclusive one for each one as well. And that did go live the other day as of recording this, and I think Pokemon have kind of learned regarding the bots and printing, etc. But it felt like this was the easiest Pokemon Center ETB of recent history that you could get. So I was able to get one of each, and actually a lot of people I spoke to got one of each, and I think up to about 4 or 5 hours after these went live and being in the queue, people were still getting these. It took about 5 hours ish for it to be sold out, whereas normally it takes between 1 and 3 hours. So it's getting there. Clearly they're learning, and hopefully this is a good sign for the future. We then get 2 binder collections. So it's exactly the same product, just one will have the Reshiram on the binder and obviously the packs for White Flare, and the other one will have Zekrom for Black Bolt. We then have 2 products that contain a mixture of both sets, so probably 2 packs of one and 2 packs of the other. And the first one is the poster collection. So I want to say this might be similar to the 151 in terms of the dual side, but until that is revealed, we don't actually know. So as soon as I do, I will let you know again in a video or a post. And then we get the Victini box. So the Victini box is a sort of standard collection box. I reckon it's going to be around the £20 mark. So it's got like an oversized card, promo, the normal card, and then 4 packs, 2 of each. That could be a very, very good box going forward with the promo Victini, and also just the fact that it's got 2 of each. We've then got a booster bundle for each set, which is going to be interesting. Speciality sets. This is in terms of retail price, the best product to buy in terms of getting 6 packs for value. The question is, because there's going to be potentially a lot of bundles printed, will it be easy to get hold of, but would it be easy to get hold of the one you want, or do you not care? Now, if you want to collect certain cards and you want to complete the set, then you're priced into getting each one. It could be that the better illustration rares, for example, are in one, the better Pokemon or more popular Pokemon are in one. So it'll be interesting to see how they split that out. I'm assuming it's exactly the same as what happened in Japan, the split, so I'll keep an eye on that because that'd be very interesting. And then we get the mini tens, and again we have 5 from Black Bolt and 5 from White Flare. And lastly, we have the tech sticker collection. So these are the 3-pack blisters essentially. Again, we'll have one for Black Bolt and one for White Flare, and I think the promo in it will be Gothitelle or Rhinoculus. That's how you pronounce it. So again, exactly the same sort of thing we've had with, say, the Prismatic Evolutions, Leafeon, Sylveon, and Glaceon. In this case, it's just one of each. That's what we have. That's all the news we have so far with this set. 156 Pokemon, therefore 156 art rares, etc. Split between 2 sets. Black Bolt, White Flare. First time in English Pokemon cards. This is normally only done in Japanese. We've also got a new rarity coming out, and some of those cards look absolutely amazing. Could be the biggest cards of the entire Scarlet and Violet era, and that is saying something based on what we're seeing in the market and the amount of products themselves. There's going to be a lot potentially on the shelves. Whether it's going to be a scalper's paradise, whether it's going to be better for the average consumer like me and you, I don't know. But as soon as I find out more, I will let you know. As always, again, I appreciate you watching to the end. If you want to see pack openings, make sure you check out this other video. Until then, I'll catch you next one. Take care. Bye.